of Income Tax CPC-ITR. I request the co-chairman of Tax Conclave, CA Purushottam Khandelwal, and Governor of Tax Conclave, Advocate Praful Shah, to escort I would request Advocate Rupesh Shah sir and Advocate Jignesh Shah sir to escort our eminent speaker, Dr. Sibichen K. Mathew, onto the dais along with our dignitaries, Advocate Kandarp Gajjar, Advocate Jignesh Shah, Advocate Hetal Shah, CA Parth Doshi, CA Maulik Patel, Darshit Shah, Hiren Thakkar, Dr. Sibichen K. Mathew. Let me please attempt at introducing Sir. Sir belongs to the 1992 batch of the Indian Revenue Service, IRS, working as the Commissioner of Income Tax. Sir has earlier worked as advisor, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, in charge of Karnataka, Kerala, Maharashtra and Goa region for 4 years. Postgraduate degree from IIM Bangalore, PhD, MPhil, MA, LLB and CFE are sums up Sir's educational background. Dr. Sibichen K. Mathew has foreign training to his credit too, along with awards, gold medals, fellowship and letters of appreciation as laurels. He has been the author of bestsellers too. We are really pleased and blessed to have Sir amongst us. Sir, your expertise and rich experience is surely going to be a boon at the conclave. I request Advocate Rupesh Shah to welcome Sir with a memento. I now request Advocate Jignesh Shah, Chairman of Stage Committee, to present Sir with a book. Thank you so much, sir. Let me take the utmost privilege in welcoming Dr. Sibichen K. Mathew, sir, to share his views. Please welcome Sir with a huge round of applause. So we welcome.
It's okay, no? Okay. Nice to see people without mask. I hope this video is not going straight to the media. So then I should decide what to speak. No? No, I will not be sharing any classified information, but then it's an in-house program. Thank you so much for inviting me today for this wonderful function. I had very good ambience in this hall. And I hope you had very insightful session in the morning from experts, technical experts. And Mr. Advocate Rupesh Shah was behind me for last few months. So I never used to pick up his call. And going to Gujarat and addressing a very vibrant tax fraternity, members of tax fraternity, have to really get prepared, no? So Rupesh ji, I was telling, I will do later, anyway, you know. Then he said, no, you have to come. And here I am. Thanks, Rupesh, for the perseverance. And I should also thank Mridang Vakil for being after leading this program and informing me and giving me all inspiration to be here. And of course, all senior, very senior advocates, consultants on the days. I wouldn't be knowing the names. Maybe after about half an hour, 1 hour, I will get to know each other. We will get to know each other. And all of you, my thanks. Mr. Jignesha was sitting just next to me, so the name I noted. And all our friends. Thank you so much for being here for this session. And giving a session after lunch is actually, really, really tough. I am the scapegoat. So I was coming very slowly so that I came 5 minutes late. I thought you can have some gossips so to keep you entertained so that you will not sleep that fast. And people generally say that climbing a ladder which is leaning towards you, a ladder leaning towards you is very difficult. Kissing a partner leaning away from you is also difficult. Same way, giving a tax talk, something like taxation after lunch is also, it is very tough. Very, very tough. Now, there are two things you cannot escape. All of us know that is death and taxes. And third one is now CPC. You paid advance tax, self-assessment tax, everything. You filed return promptly. Still you have to be after CPC. When are you processing my return? Why my return is treated as invalid? Why my return is defective? Why this prima facie adjustment communication? Why my reply is rejected? Then you send this 1431 intimation. You send an SMS. Intimation will reach after 2-3 days. The refund will take some more time. Sometimes refund failure happens. I file a rectification application. That is not responded properly. Then I have to run to assessing officer. So finally refund is issued without 244A interest. So I know all this you will be telling, I am telling in advance. Anticipatory bail I am taking. So Gujarat tax experts are very vibrant, I know. We get very good suggestions, very good inputs from the tax experts, tax consultant community in Gujarat, especially Ahmedabad. And when I started interacting with the individual members of this fraternity in Ahmedabad, I found they are so nice. But when I see their mail and some Twitter messages, we feel so bad. Oh, the words are so rude. Oh, people are so nice. Thank you so much. So yesterday I came to landed at airport. I am telling all these stories because to keep you awake for some time. So I landed at airport. My dear friends came to receive me. Then they said we'll go to a restaurant. I'm forgetting the name. It is Swati restaurant. All of you like the restaurant? Wonderful food, excellent. Enjoyed the ambience and very tasty Gujarati dishes. One by one dishes will come. One dish will come. I'll take the spoon. I try to taste it. Then the one question will come. Why rectification is not done? I'll keep the spoon down. Then they'll put sweet. I'll get a very good sweet. I'll try to put a spoon. They'll say, discretionary trust. There is some problem. So that shows the passion. That shows the passion of those who came to receive me and gave me dinner. Because that is what is important. So who is the organizer here? Mrudul, who is the organizer for this program? Yes, please reimburse the expenses for yesterday's dinner. Because it was spent wholly and exclusively for business purpose. No disallowance. So finally they said, okay, we'll go to Naturals for ice cream. I said, no. It was a wonderful day, evening yesterday. I really enjoyed the warmth. Very good reception and hospitality given by all of you. Thank you so much. I always say that we are not tax collectors. The IRS officers or the income tax officers are not the only tax collectors. Our main tax collectors are each one of you. If you are not there, I don't think we would be achieving such a wonderful tax collections year after year. I'm not saying this because I am in this audience, I'm addressing this audience. This is a fact. Year after year, we get ambitious targets met because of the untiring, very sincere, very committed service of each of the tax professionals. And I have seen many tax professionals. They'll advise the client, yes, better to pay the tax correctly, fully. Because in India, as I generally tell it to many audience, tax collection is not just for revenue mobilization for the country. You know? It has a lot of social welfare implications. It is not an economic instrument. It is a sociological instrument. So we are all part of the nation building process. And you can see the welfare measures which have been implemented by the government in the last few years. All this happened because of each one of us. Each one of us should take credit for this, and appreciate each one of you on behalf of Income Tax Department for your mission for augmenting the tax revenue of this country. Now, coming to CPC, I represent Centralized Processing Center in your 2-day tax conclave. So I limit my talk only on CPC functions and what we do, what we don't do, what are our limitations, and what all things we can do in the coming years or coming months or coming days to improve, because improvement happens within a day or two. You need not wait for years. Now, in case during my session or later you have some good idea, good suggestion, good input to improve the service. CPC is yours, like mine. We can all say that CPC is ours. So you have anything, please try to send across your input. You can just note down in your mobile or something. You can send to one of them, or Mrudesh, or Rupesh or somebody. Send it. So you please send it to me. Consolidate and send to me. I'm guaranteeing to you that every input which you give will be taken care of. In the sense, I have a big team there. I will go back. I will discuss in our meetings and say, these are the suggestions, these are the inputs which have come. Can we work on it? Can we develop from this? Because tax collection in this country is a public-private partnership. It is gone are the days where government engage itself into tax collection. We have public-private partnership, different agencies, everybody collaborate, and then we collect or enforce the tax administration in this country. Now, as you are aware, CPC started way back in 2009. There was a report which states that we have to go for centralized processing of returns. So we need to have a centralized wing in Income Tax Department to do that. And we need to have a technology partner who has to partner with that. With all this vision and mission, CPC started in 2009. And 2009-10, that 10-11, we started processing the returns in a small way, small batches, and it continued for last several years. So as all of you are aware, we facilitate the e-filing of returns and forms, and we process all the returns. In fact, 99% of returns, maybe more than 99% of returns filed in the country is processed in CPC. And we issue communication intimation. We also do rectification. We release the refunds. And we also account all the assessment orders passed by the assessing officer in ITBA. Assessing officer prepares the assessment order. They send it for computation. And after computation, we account it. So this is also part of CPC's function. Now there will be a question, though I am directly involved in processing, but there can be a question that about e-filing. No? E-filing. Why we had launched e-filing 2.0 in June, and why there were a lot of issues, why there was a need for a new portal when there was already a portal which was existing at that point of time. The old portal started in 2009. All the functionalities, all the capabilities, whatever technologies, all of 2009 at that time. We could do only incremental additions in that portal. And if you see 2010, 11, 12 also, 12, 13, most of you were practicing at that point of time. It was not smooth. E-filing portal was not smooth. There was a lot of trial and error, a lot of issues. It took about a few years, in fact 4 or 5 years to make it robust. Because this is the largest public service portal in the country, which is technically oriented. In the sense, a lot of complexity involved. People ask why Income Tax Act is complex. All of you know that why it is complex. Because this act gives a lot of exemptions, a lot of rebates, a lot of conditions are inbuilt in that, a lot of allowances. So we need to have an act which take into consideration everything. When you have an act which is so complex, when you process a return, the return processing also should be proportionate to that. We have to capture everything in the return. So return also will go in detailed way. Earlier the return was processed manually. When the system processes the return, the system should contain every field filled up properly. It's an automated processing. So now in the old portal, if you wanted to bring in something radical, it was not possible because it was almost end of life for that portal, both software and hardware. So we had to necessarily come with a new portal. And the problem now is from old portal to new portal, transition time, of course, there were a lot of troubles. It is not a system where you can keep all this data somewhere and transfer it. It's not possible. Data migration has to be done systematically. Because data migration involves so many things. CPC, TDS, ITBA, so many other things are involved in this. So we cannot shut down 1.0 on one day totally and 2.0 maybe next minute to start. It's not possible like that. It has to be step-by-step transfer of data. So in the initial weeks, there were a lot of struggle for us and for you. When we were migrating the data and all those things were happening, and functionalities were put one by one, because we can't do it together. One set of functionalities will go on priority, which is more important. We'll see how it is going, how it is running. We had done so much of UAT, that is user acceptance tests, and so much of testing before that. It is not that suddenly it is coming, no. Last 1.5 years before that, it was continuous work. And during lockdown, when everybody was sitting at home, most of my team members were asked to come and work in office. There was no holiday for them. And every time somebody will be positive, and then that floor has to be closed. We had severe problem, but then we had the compulsion to have the portal ready. How to balance both? So much of health hazards. We are very much worried about the health of the people, because one person having a problem, entire floor is affected. And officers were also working in batches. Many times I used to get emails at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning from the officers. Generally we say officers are not working. I also felt many times before joining CPC, I was also a critic of CPC. When I came to CPC, understood the thing, how it happens, the difficulties, the challenges, then we thought, yes, within these challenges, how to improve the system. So entire portal activity was happening just during the lockdown period. And of course, you know how difficult it is. And that was also one reason where things got slightly delayed. Now, what are the radical things we wanted in the new portal? As all of you know, the first thing was this e-proceedings. Now, we have this ambitious faceless scheme implemented. So that has to be matching with e-proceedings functionality. So centralized e-proceeding functionality should be there. So that got inbuilt in the new portal. So any person from sitting anywhere can upload the document to the assessing officer. There also initially there were some problems. Yes, understood. There were problems initially. So one by one, with the grievances came, inputs came, we tried to improve. And I'm sure next year will be much better in e-proceedings. And whenever I meet at our members of tax associations, consultants, I used to ask this question, how is e-proceedings and how is faceless assessments, and are you happy? I'm very glad to know that most chartered accountants, advocates, tax practitioners saying that faceless assessment is very good. So much of time is being saved. We can use it for proper productive work. As a chartered accountant, as a law graduate or legal practitioner, I have to cater to many clients. Earlier, I used to spend so much of time for going to office, waiting to see the assessing officer, sitting in the corridor for a long time. We do not know when he will call. Many times the case is adjourned. How much of man-hours I wasted. That time I could have sat with my client and given to him some good tax advice. That is for that only I am paid. I am not paid just for filing the return or going to assessing officer. I need to give him some good advice on tax compliance. And also my job is not only tax. I have so much other financial jobs, consultancy, corporate governance work. So many CAs advocates, they could not use their quality time for different practice, whatever they are, the tasks they are getting assigned. So we saved a lot of time because of e-proceedings. So because of e-proceedings, we saved so much of time. And second thing which we got was integrated communication mechanism. Earlier, we had e-filing as a vertical separate, processing as a separate vertical. If any grievance or anything to be taken up, we had two different grievance platforms. Now this is integrated now. Integrated. Any issue related to processing or filing, everything can be in one platform, and the agent which is going to come to respond on the calls, they'll be able to see both systems. And together they can see both. Earlier they were never used to having access to other system. This also will be helpful in solving the grievance. And the most important advantage is in the new portal, the e-filing portal and CPC 2.0 processing system, is the speed of processing. The speed of processing. I'll come to that later. Now, you see, now already about more than 6.3 crore returns filed for this assessment year. So that shows that things are robust, things are going very well. This almost tallying with current economic circumstances as compared to earlier year and earlier year's filing. It's a good response. That means the portal is robust. Forms are being filed. The 3CD report and all those things, we had a lot of apprehension whether this will work. See, like you have tension, we also have tension. So much of stress we carry. Anything happens last time for the system? If there is a failure, what will happen? How they will file forms? Luckily, all the forms could be filed within the extended due date properly. And I should appreciate each one of you for your patience. It was wonderful. And we are, I think, almost same compared to last year in form filings. And another important point which I would like to tell you is that we have processed about 4.7 crore returns already. This is the first time in the history of CPC. First time in the history of CPC. You can clap little more. This is okay. We have never done this much of faster processing in the history of CPC. I'll come to the detailed figures later. Now, another thing which we have found is that this e-verifying the returns. See, we can process a return faster when the return is e-verified. So earlier there was why I am saying these all basic things which you may be aware also a little bit. This you have to communicate to your clients. Many times client will be after you after filing return. What happened and all. Certain things even the client has to do, they may not be doing. Or your own staff may not be alert because you may not be going in depth on processing and all. You may be giving to your staff this work. If the staff is delaying, things also will get delayed. That's why I'm saying why e-verification is very important. And we are having some figures like 91% almost touching e-verification now. Yeah, people are using different methods to e-verify. And 87% of that is Aadhaar OTP. Very easy. And many people, they delay the e-verification because suddenly the OTP is not coming. Okay, we'll do later. Then they forget about it. Some taxpayers still send ITRV. Why? Any idea why they are sending late ITRV? No, I don't know. Why ITRV also they are late? Or they say scrutiny will come by the time scrutiny selection will be over or something like that?
Some of the tax is not paid.
Okay.
They are arranging in between the tax.
Right. So ITRV also, see, substantially all ITRVs we accept, 99%. 1% what happens? They send the ITRV, signature is not there. So signature, this is a valid document we have to store. Signature is not there. Second defect is that they put signature, but a Xerox copy of that ITRV is sent. That also system will not process because it should be original. So these are some reasons we reject the ITRV and we communicate immediately. And we get 120 days time. Because 120 days time is given, many people have not sent ITRV. They won't send ITRV till 1. That's why you have seen a circular by the board that you can file your ITRV by, last February 28th was the last date given. Even then we got only 12 lakh. There are 40 lakh, more than 40 lakh ITRVs are pending. And there is e-verification, whatever, ITRV or e-verification. Only 12 lakh because we send so much of SMS and communication, but still. Now, then that reminds me to tell you about the communication. See, what I am speaking, all these are fundamental things to get your action completed faster. Now, I said, this ITR, we informed the people, please come, e-verify or anything. People have not responded. Why people have not responded? What would be the reason? I'm asking very common sense question only. What is it? Why people have not responded? Yes, correct. We have given 2 email ID slots, primary email ID and secondary email ID. They need to necessarily fill up that, and they'll fill it up. But whose email ID? TRP email ID, the staff email ID. I gave less salary, Diwali bonus I did not give, he left. He left, what to do? That auditor charging less fee. I took all the files and gone, okay, let you take the file, then whatever communication come to me, I will not forward to you. Now, these are all practical things. Because of this, whatever communication we send regarding ITRV or e-verification, refund failure, that you are given a bank account, we send the refund in that bank account, refund got failed, what should we do? Do you have any other bank account? These communications, these to go from us. There is a prima facie adjustment in your return. Before making it, I want to send a communication to you. Please respond. I'll tell you, my dear friends, when we send this communication, as per the Act, before making prima facie adjustment, you need to communicate to the taxpayer. I propose to make this. 65% of people, no response. Hard fact, 65% of people, they don't respond when we send a communication that you please go through it. Can we go ahead with the primary facie adjustment, or your return is defective, or this form is not filed along with your return, your bank account is not PAN linked, your name in the bank account and name in your PAN is not matching. You have to communicate, no? What's the way? This is the only way to communicate. Email and the mobile number. Same is the problem. There are 2 mobile numbers, a slot is there. And in your profile page in e-filing portal also, you need to have this same email ID updated. But when 65% of people do not communicate, what will we do? So when it doesn't reach, reply is not coming within 30 days or whatever time specified, we cannot wait, no, system will not allow. They'll immediately block it, they'll say, no, the date is over. Now we cannot accept any further communication, they will process it. That's why prima facie adjustment come. That's why returns are holding us defective. They say invalid returns. At that point of time, maybe not even at that point of time, after a few months, taxpayer will come, yes, why my return is invalid? Why such a big prima facie adjustment in my case? You should have told me earlier. How CPC can be so arrogant? So, most important thing, my dear friends, please ensure for all the clients, if possible, my request will be the primary ID should be that person's. Not even your office email ID or anything. Just let him put it. Secondary may be yours. Say mobile number also, let him be and instruct him. When he files return, send a communication to him. Beautiful communication sent to the client. Yes, your return has been filed. And this is e-verified or pending ITRV, that status. And if you get any communication that this is defective or invalid or prima facie adjustment, please reach out to me immediately. How many of us are doing that? We are not doing.
Sir, the things which you are saying, we are receiving number of messages on behalf of client being a secondary number in the particular region. How we supposed to answer everything with rechecking? Most of the persons are not knowing to the complex English version of messages as an email. Try to communicate with them in a vernacular language, easier.
Yes. Yes. Now the intimation, we have made it. Yes, correct. I understood. Yes.
Our numbers. Now that has been changed.
Correct.
That you have linked up with the bank also, so we cannot e-verify.
Yes.
There is no email messages with every
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I was an advisor to Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI, for 4 years. 4 years. My job was to go across the country and meet consumers, telecom consumers. And we are a country where every 100 person, there are 125 mobiles. Everybody has WhatsApp now. Everybody has Facebook now. Everything they do through smartphones. They get their pension through this. They get the bank accounts linked through this. OTP going for all the subsidies there. Gas cylinder subsidy, OTP going there. They can do all these things through smartphones. No. What I'm saying, whatever public service is done through smartphones, they can do. Selfie they will take and send to as many people. They know how to send it, forward it. This is a reality. This is a reality. There is a mental block when it comes to this type of things. Some intimation, something else, I don't know what to see. That mental block, my dear friends, we have to remove. Ask them to go through it. Simple. See, now if you see 141 intimation which we are sending now, very detailed. In fact, it's a long one. I understand this very colorful, long one. In Hindi first, then English. We put Hindi first. We have a lot of objections regarding that also in other regions. So Hindi it is there, then English it is there. People can just go through it. If they don't understand anything, they can just get the phone and call. My auditor's up. I got a message. That they can do. Nothing else they should do. That is what I'm saying. They need not do anything else. They don't read anything. Just call up the auditor. This has happened. Please look at. Secondly, now SMS will go, you said. SMS also, we cannot. See, now the mobile portability is happening. Mobile number is getting changed. People are not updating the mobile phone number in the e-filing portal. So it may go to somebody else. So we are also masking the full PAN. In the sense, part of the letters of the PAN. Refund is due this much. We will not write the PAN fully. There are reasons for this. We have any number of vigilance complaints, any number of court cases that my refund going to somebody else, so much of issues. So we have a protocol to be maintained as per the IT Act, Security Act, data protection, protocols are there. So we also have limitations. I know, I understand that, correct? We also have limitations because of this stringent norms also, right to privacy and all those things. So what I'm saying is that please tell your client, send a beautiful communication after filing. And I have seen some of my relatives' returns also. My own wife, she's a doctor. She has a tax audit case and all. Now it is, I think this limit has gone up, so not an issue. After filing the return, I don't get any communication from my chartered accountant. So we have to keep on asking, return whether you have filed or not. So otherwise she has to go through the e-filing portal and see. But we are sending communication directly to the taxpayer. So because of that, taxpayer should be aware that this is happening. So a communication reminding the taxpayer that you might get such this thing, please inform us immediately. That can solve a lot of problems. When I say 65% of people have not communicated, that much unnecessary work we are doing, no? Why should we do unnecessary work? 65% of people not responding, we are making the return defective. Out of the communication I'm saying, not 65% of returns are defective. Communications are not coming to us, which can have adverse consequences. Now, next is the bank account validation, which is very, very important. Refund failures happen for bank account validation. This also will be communicated to the taxpayer. They should know about it and respond back to us. Now, this year was the first year of filing return.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, I would request you to hold on the questions. Yes, we will be having the session very soon.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Since the instruction came only now, we will allow him.
Okay.
What is that?
Sure, sir.
Very good question. These rules are changed every year based on certain parameters. Because earlier year, maybe we would have sold up to 50,000 refund. No need to have PAN, this thing matching. No need to have this validation. If a return bank account number is there, we can send to NPCI, and if the NPCI approves, we can send it. Based on certain incidents of refund frauds, there are committees set up for these things. They will advise, no, this year you should not do it. It has to be validated properly. It has to be linked. It should be, if it is more than 20,000, they'll say the cap 50,000, they reduce 20,000. So even if last year it is done, this year it cannot. So these are very important, especially even the status of a person gets changed. Next year it will be a legal heir. We representative assessee. So we have to be very clear about the bank account for this return, for this assessment year, where it has to go. The person might have died now. Legal heir is somebody else. Account is different. You cannot go to some other account. See, these are very important actually. These are not deliberate at all. But I know there are some genuine difficulties. We will definitely address that. We will definitely take care of that. Now, what is different in this year's return filing? What was a new thing? The pre-filling. So now you will tell me, no, pre-filling has not happened 100%. No, it has not happened 100%. But that is the first stage. First stage of pre-filling of return. This is going to become 100% in the coming, because we depend on various other agencies to get data. Those agencies, the bank or registrars or whoever sending the data, if they commit a mistake, then also wrong data will come to your pre-filling return. It will come. So one important thing you should know is that this is only suggestive. It is not that mandatory, it is pre-filled. I have to show. If it is wrong, you don't have to show. So there are two sources. One is annual information statement and taxpayer information summary. Both are there. If you think certain things are wrong, in the summary, in the edit column, you can say that, you can disagree. You can deny. You can say it is incorrect. That will be captured. In the return, you are the owner of the return. You are supreme. Pre-filling data is only suggestive. In case you have forgotten, see, this interest income is there. Get it filled up. If it is not there, you change it, you edit it, you change it. Now, one more thing is there. Everything will not come in pre-filling. Some bank interest will not come. Some cooperative society interest will not come. Or some other income, you might have got some royalty or something. It may not be there. So you cannot say that taxpayer, I'm just saying you, because taxpayer cannot say that, including me, I'm also a taxpayer. I cannot say that, no, you are not showing me that. You are not showing me in the pre-filling, no. So I have forgotten, so don't put me penalty. So that I cannot say when I file my return. In fact, when I filed my return this time, after filing the return, one evening, late evening, I sat and filed the return. After 2 days, I remembered, yes, one flat, or my flat I had given for rent actually. That was given on the month of last March, February. So February, no, end or something. I got half a month something rent. I totally forgotten. So I went back and revised my return. Some cooperative society interest was not coming in pre-filling. I included that in the return. So what I'm saying is, please tell your taxpayers that even if it is not there, if there is no income is there, please disclose it. So if there gross total personal information section is there, gross total income section is there, total deduction section is there, tax paid section is there, and tax liability section is there. Here also edit option is there. Many times SAT paid is not mentioned there. Advance tax is not correctly mentioned. Please take your freedom to correct it and edit it. Now, one very good thing happened. Now, in any case, revised return thing was always there. 139.5, you can file a revised return. And the latest, I think you might have got in the morning session, you might have discussed about updated returns. So, is it a good thing? All of you, what do you think? It is yes or no? No, why? Huh? But between 100 to 300% penalty And this charges whatever they are going to make extra tax, which is better. Now, earlier, even if we are hiding something, very difficult for the department to find out. Because you know scrutiny assessments. How many scrutiny assessment, they carried out, we carried out a lot of good additions. So we will ask you, one third vehicle maintenance, 1/4 depreciation, this suspense can we disallow? And you will say, yes sir, disallow. So many times scrutiny assessments were going like that, in many cases. Now what happened? All the informations have come to department. So there is a chance that later, that agency who did not file AIR information earlier, suddenly coming with that information. So that information is with the department. Department will send to assessing officer, issue 148 notice. That is really tough. No? Then penalty. All those things we have to run around. So for genuine taxpayers, it is always better to have one more chance to update the return. It is not, see, we are all busy in our life. Our life is only to do, pay income tax, file return. That is not our job. That is only one part of it. We are busy in our life, with our family, with our job, with our so many things. We might forget. It is not that you are concealing something. No, we are not concealing something. We have forgotten that. So such cases also will come under this category, where we can update the return within 2 years or within 1 year as when the finance bill is passed. So this also we may have to make changes in CPC for this. Now for another main grievance is regarding legal heir and representative assessee. So people used to ask, I am the legal heir, my father died, I want to file my return, I am sending an email, why can't you accept it? Why such a complicated procedure, e-filing registration? For filing a return, one registration on approval, and for claiming refund, again you are asking for approval. These are required. Because filing a return is a procedural thing. So in the will of the person, it might be mentioned that, okay, all my procedures will be done by my first son. But the refund will go to my youngest son. If you have written that way, we have got so much of legal cases in CPC because this type of things. That is why legal heir registration, we have made it very strict. It is not complicated. But there are certain procedures, it is there in the e-filing portal. And if you follow those things systematically, no grievance, things will be approved within days. Because an income tax authority, the officer level or assistant commissioner level, they are approving it in the back end. So please ask your clients or your own staff, go through the portal, whatever registration documents like scanned copy of legal heir PAN, scanned copy of deceased person's PAN, scanned copy of deceased person's death certificate, any one scanned copy of legal heir certificate, either it can be a court of law certificate or a registered will, we have mentioned. Either of these you submit, and then it will be examined and approved. Same is the case for representative assessee also. There is a set guidelines have been given. Based on that also will be done. So because I am saying because these are areas where we have a lot of confusion and a lot of grievance also come. And genuinely, if there is any problem, definitely we will take it forward and take care of that to mitigate those problems. Another thing related to this is password reset option. Many times, just before filing return, so many calls will come to the e-filing call center saying that password or password gone. Okay, normally for any password you go, you have your incorrect password, forgot password option. That you do it in your portal, you yourself can get it. Sometimes what happened? The fellow who was manning my company, he left. He left with the password. His mobile number also for OTP was his mobile number. So all credentials gone, email ID gone, OTP, mobile number gone. Then he asked him, please reset my password. So how will we know that this is being asked genuinely? So there will be again, for such cases, we will be asking certain proof. So that password will be reset. Because we get lot of RTA application also. Please, I want to know the return income of my wife. Or my separated spouse. No, so many things. No, we deal with all these things. Can I give? We cannot give. Because income tax return is a private document, no, of that person. Only that person should know, otherwise some statutory authorities, if they ask, you have to provide. So that is why this password reset options we have made it very, very strict in the sense, not complicated again, it is little complex where you have to follow certain things. Okay, that is also how to reset all these things are given in the portal, like that. Now, I'll come back to the processing thing, what we are achieved. I said close to 4.7 crore, 4.65, 4.7 crore returns have been processed. It's the first time in the history of CPC. Earlier, all of you know that, I am a taxpayer for last 29 years. I know initially when you filed return, we waited for almost 2 years to get the intimation. When CPC started, it was 212 days average to get processing intimation. Then it came down to 80 to 90 days. Then in the last 1 year, 21-22, this assessment year, it is less than 30 days for processing. Average time, say average time. So average speed is 30 days. Now, 18% of returns processed within 1 day. 1 day. I have got, we get here, what is the thing which is moving, which is the boost or Horlicks for CPC officers? Appreciation, some appreciation. Okay. Which doesn't come very, very, very rarely. People take time to appreciate. People have lot of time to depreciate. No? And my people, every time some tweet will come, this thing will come, they will all down. I also, my BP will go up if I see so much of these grievances, no? See, we are putting so much of effort, but one small issue, highlighted, copy two, you know. You know. So, when we get some appreciation, one person called up and said, not a message, and said, I filed my return, just submitted, I got up, I just put my specs and just turned this side, I'm seeing mail received, inbox, mail. Processed. Few minutes. This has never happened, no? So, something good is happening in this country. You appreciate. When you appreciate that, my team is happy. You know. Thank you so much. Because my team is happy. Because my team worked till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the night. Our income tax team as well as the partner agency team. They're also nice people. I see, we can't blame them. They're all youngsters. Like your brothers, your younger children. Like that only they are working with me. I cannot shout at them. I have to be diplomatic. I'm a director there, I'm heading that place. I have to be very diplomatic. During lockdown, I could have sat at home because government told me to work from home if you want. Because my work is only through mail only, automated only. I don't have to, no physical work, no files in CPC, no physical files. I went to CPC, sat in the office just to show that, okay, I am with you. So these children, the youngsters, they get very much disturbed when they see such, negative criticisms and all, in spite of working hard. So such appreciations I will definitely convey to them. So 18% within 1 day, 23% returns processed within 7 days, and 22% between 8 to 30 days. So 23% return from 1 day to 7 days, 22% from 8th day to 30th day, total about 63% within 30 days. That's why I have taken the average of 30 days. Now the question. What is the question? What happened to the balance? That you are keeping. They are returns not taken for processing. Some cases, because of some technical issue, some few returns will get stuck. We have to have the fix done. Returns which are not verified. I am coming back to the earlier story. I filed my return, OTP did not come. Okay, I'll have a coffee, I'll do later. Then next 1 week I'll forgot. That 1 week time, that 1 day processing target goes in that case. Then ITRB, 120 days time is there. Those cases also, the balance cases. Then some cases, defective returns. And some cases, prima facie adjustment. I'll come to that later. Now, what is this processing stages? Return comes, data is inverted, then there is a validation check. Now, I would like to say one more thing here. Earlier, so many returns will get stuck in the entry level. It won't get stuck in entry level, it will come inside. Then at the time of processing, you find invalid. There is some issue. This year, when you started filing, you found many times blocking, no? Return is not going. Because we have put validation check at the entry level itself. So that unless you fill this schedule, unless you put this form, it won't go. Unless this column is filled, it won't go. It is actually good. So at the entry level itself, things will be okay. We need not have to issue a communication later and say that is not there. So that is why the validation happens. Then aggregate tax liability is calculated. Then tax credit mismatch, that we will see. It will get match and mismatch with the CPC-ITR statements. Interest computation completed. Then accounting completed. Then fraudulent PAN and TAN. Okay, this is another thing. Many times we get reports from CPC-TDS that this TAN is fraudulent. See how much ever we try to prevent frauds in this country. There are some intelligent people or cunning people. They give me sleepless nights. I go one day to office thinking that today I have this strategy. Okay, Ahmad from Gujarat, I got so much of suggestions. I will call a meeting. I will try to work it out how to do it. I'll go with that thing. By 11 o'clock, I'll get a call from somewhere, from Delhi or somewhere. There is a fraudulent TAN, there is a refund scam or something. Please check it up. The whole day, the system people will be working on which TAN. And in that TAN, how many people have filed returns and whether refund is issued or not. It happens rarely, but this is happening. I will not say 100% everybody is, there are fraudulent TAN. They take a fraudulent TAN, create some PAN, they file some return, later on bogus TDS or something like that, they will try to do that. Of course, we have a very strict check in CPC-ITR. It's very difficult to go to a refund to a wrong person. So how many of you got one refund to you, go to somebody else? Doesn't happen, no? And fraudulent refund also very difficult. It is not that easy. But this is an automated system. Human intervention we have limited. It isn't almost nil. But still a fraudulent TAN fellow can manage things. So we have to block all those refunds in that TAN. So this also will be checked. See, all this happen within this 1 minute. Whatever processing time. All this should happen together. So this is the thing. Then some cases will send to AST, to the AO, some returns. Now, validation checks. I will give an examples. Certain prima facie adjustment. Prima facie adjustment comes, all of you know, it is arithmetical error, which happens. Incorrect claims. And difference in the figures in the form and the forms, in the return form and the forms attached, not tallying. I have conducted a study when I came to CPC. Why this prima facie adjustment is happening? You found mostly, I think when I addressed earlier through webinar also, I remember I mentioned this particular thing. Most of this prima facie adjustment could have been avoided. Could have been avoided if we have filled up the columns properly. My exempt income, my income is totally exempt, but they have taxed it. In the return when it is processed, they might have found some column which is not filled and is not tallying. If you follow the instruction properly and fill up the forms, that also can be avoided. Then defective returns. 3CA, 3CB not filed, not attaching the profit and loss account. Some cases, P&L account is a must. That is not enclosed. Again, system will block it. Then disallowance, 10E, like for salary cases, arrears are there. 10E has to be filed. 10E is not there. We'll do that. 10B not filed in respect to charitable institutions. 80D details are not there. Chapter 6 deduction details are not there. Then we also have Rule 37BA, TDS mismatch rules, that also. So we give time of 15 days to cure the defects. When the communication goes, we give 15 days time. If it's a prima facie adjustment, we give 30 days time. 30 and 15th day, we will send a reminder also. So 30 days, no communication, no response, then only prima facie adjustment is carried out. So these are the cases where things are getting stuck. And there is another group where refund will get stuck. Return would have been processed. Still, we are not issuing the refund. Based on some risk parameters, there is a risk analysis will be there along with the processing, and any refund of 20,000 and above will go through a separate platform, which is done through ADG systems, which is through the, we have a project inside, intelligence wing, through that it goes, to check if any wrong claim is made. For example, no claim has been made in the earlier years, suddenly so many claims incoming in the return. Whatever reduction you can claim, all those things are claimed. Some returns are like that. So some anomaly comes, the system detects that. And from there, a random small number of taxpayers will get one communication. So some of you might have got, any idea, remember? Yes, the communication says only a simple communication. Says, your return, please confirm the claims made in a return. If it is correct, you say yes. If you think it is not correct, you say that you will file a revised return. And about 90% of people will say, correct. Correct. So balanced people, they have doubt. That means something, some information with the department. No? Why do you take a risk? File revised return. And those 90% what happened, will issue refund promptly. Because that also has to come through e-filing portal. For that also, people are delaying. That communication also goes to the same communication email ID given. We send reminders because, see, our target is affected, no? We want to issue maximum refunds faster. Since this is not responded, I cannot issue refund. So we send him messages, please give a response. And we give refunds to all those people who are responded saying that everything is correct. But there also some random selection will be made from them also to test their honesty. Some of these cases will land in CAS. Just to check it up, maybe, further verification. That is fair enough. If the reply is not satisfactory. Now comes the rectification. As return is processed in an automated manner, rectification in CPC is fully automated. Fully automated. So if the rectification application contains some 1,000-word essay, no use. System will not read. It has to, because we cannot. We don't. This is only automated thing. Nobody is going to, no ITO going and sitting and reading that. Not possible. So I put a drop-down menu, reasons, everything given, and try to, whatever coming in online rectification, we will immediately dispose of. Now, in online rectification, if they say that this, I have to explain it well. As per the jurisdictional high court, there is a ruling in our favor. PF ESI, payment within the due date of the filing of return or versus respective act, whatever. Some court has ruled, yeah, no, can be. Some court said no, earlier, before the amendment I am saying. No, these things, what you can do is you can ask the taxpayer, or you can take the case to the assessing officer and say that I want to file a rectification application before you. CPC cannot go through my documents. It's an automated system. I want a hearing. You can go to assessing officer. The assessing officer can request to CPC for transferring the rectification rights. And within 48 hours normally, it is go through the ITBA. We will transfer the rights. So you can go to AO and explain, jurisdictional AO, and explain and give the things and get a decision. Apart from that, in CPC we do suo motu rectification. Now you are filing a return now. TDS is not fully available because your employer, okay, I will take it in first person. I should not accuse you. I filed my return, but my employer, he filed a revised TDS statement after I filed my return. So when my return came to CPC for processing, what happens? TDS 100 rupees, I am saying, the employer has cut, he filed only 80 rupees. So what CPC will do? Only 80 rupees. But when the employer revises his return, correcting that mistake, or employer has not paid it to the government account, later on he is paid, these feeds will come to us and we do it suo motu from our side and we rectify it. Without even your application, we will take your return and we will give you extra TDS in all those cases. So suo motu rectification we do. Secondly, business law rules. Sometimes we find some business rules wrong. So we will take it up. For example, some pension, some gratuity, something some employee received, which is not to be limited for 3 lakh. 3 lakh is only for private employees. Your client is a government pensioner. Government pensioner is also restricted to 3 lakhs, which is actually should be unlimited. We will take such cases, bulk, suo motu will rectify. Only we will take some time. So we have to identify those cases. Because we have to careful, we cannot commit a mistake there. And then we do suo motu. Now, so rectification applications are dealt with like that only. Now, another good thing has happened in CPC e-filing for charitable trusts. Was it good? All these certificates, 10 AC. Earlier, months it will take because of workload, because of some analysis and verification to get ATG approval, 12-way approval and all those things. Now the government thought for genuine charities, if they are doing some good activity, why should we prevent? Let them file an application before CPC. We will give provisional approval. And my dear friends, if you file application today with all whatever filled properly with all those enclosures, 8th day we are giving certificate, 10 AC certificate. 8th day. 7 days is only a window period in case you want to correct it, change it. 8th day you are getting it. So it's a provisional approval. If there is a new case, it's 3 years. If it is old one, 5 years. And you can also take, in case some people, when they want to donate, they will say, oh, provisional certificate. Oh, I won't give. So you can go approach after 6 months to the jurisdiction officer and get a substantive approval or whatever. Otherwise also this is valid. No problem. 3 years and 5 years is valid. Now 10 AB also we have deployed extra night for applying for regular registration. Yesterday we applied. So that also you can file now. So because of this, it is very easy for the taxpayer to file charitable trust applications that we have disposed. Something around 2 lakh applications we have disposed in CPC in the current year. Now, what are the challenges we are facing in issue of refunds? This is if the grievances if you take in CPC, 75% of grievance is on refunds. What are the challenges we face? Earlier it was 200 days, now it is in 30 days. Within a few days, we are giving refund. Now we process the return within a minute. Still, refund will take some time because it goes to go through all tasks to the central refund banker, because government has to account the money outgo. CPC cannot just like that send the refund directly to your Axis Bank account or ICICI Bank account. It has to go through the central refund banker for accounting purpose. So it will take a few days. And this NPCA validation, if your bank is already not validated, National Payment Corporation of India will validate the bank account. So we send in batches to NPCI. So those have to get approved, then only we will trigger it. Once we trigger the refund, it will take normally 5 to 8 working days to reach in the account, in the bank account. Now because of refund failure which happened, especially in the last 8 months in the new portal and old portal, there was a difference, all those issues has come. We are trying to resolve all those issues. We would like to issue refunds in all the cases of refund failures. Still there are many cases where refund failures are there. We are unable to issue refund because taxpayer has not come back to us. We are sending reminders. We are sending messages. Please validate your bank account. This is failed because no response. That is getting stuck. So this is one important thing is the validation of bank account, which is very, very important. And NPCA validation, refund reissue and all those things. So refund failed from CPC, these are the scenarios. Invalid IFSC code, PAN name not matching with account name, PAN not linked to the account, bank account need validation through ECS mandate form, bank account not validated, incorrect account number, account has been closed, account description incorrect, sometimes say what type of account, NRI account, sometimes they will put others, and sometimes stop payment instruction might have given to the bank, so refund will not reach. So these are the reasons. Now, what are the other 2 reasons for refund adjustment? One is section 245. You are all aware. When the refund is due, first is income tax the return is processed, accounted, refund is determined, then system will search what? Any demand is existing in this PAN. That is why your e-filing account always have this demand of past demands. Please ask your staff to go through each of your taxpayers' profile and see the past demands. It is some 2008-9 or 13-14, 14-15. Please file a rectification if it is a wrong demand. Otherwise, what happened? Moment refund is determined, it is liable for adjustment. And we cannot just like the adjustment. If it is above 5,000 rupees, what we will do is we will issue a communication under section 245 to the taxpayer. What are we asking? Should we adjust this refund or not? We are giving 30 days time. Within 30 days time, you should tell us adjust or not. If you say agree, then we will adjust that part and balance refund will be issued if it is there. If you disagree, what will happen? Moment the response comes that you disagree to the demand, we will send it to assessing officer, JAO. JAO will go through it and say correct or not. JAO says, no, this demand is not correct. Then we will not adjust. If JAO says demand is correct, because JAO is supreme, we have to go by that. We will adjust. Now there are some problems. You might have got a court order, or you might have gone on appeal. 20% tax you paid, balance actually should be stayed, or ITAT given in your stay. Assessing officer is supposed to upload that in ITBA. Because it is system to system. System is reading. CPC system is reading ITBA system. ITBA system doesn't say that stay is there. We will adjust. You will file a writ in Gujarat High Court. We will go to Gujarat High Court. Our time is less. See, we have a lot of work. Every writ will take a lot of our time. We have to prepare. We will go to court and say, yes, it is not uploaded in ITBA. This is a system, automated system. It will get adjusted. Now, my request to my dear friends is that whenever there is a stay obtained, please tell the assessing officer, upload whatever, there is a flag in the system, ITBA system, please do it. When you go to assessing officer saying that where is my refund? What assessing officer will say? CPC. That is the answer. CPC, man. Everything in CPC. Stuck. Technical glitch. This is a common word, technical glitch. Something happened in CPC, ma'am. If he goes, nothing. Nobody can save. So you please tell the AO, please, have you flagged it in your ITBA system so that my refund will not get adjusted. The next one is 241A. All of you know. If the case is taken for scrutiny, 241A flag should be there. That it should be, you should hold the refund till the scrutiny is completed, or I am not going to make so much of addition. Limited scrutiny only. Give. If they want to give, they don't have to get approval of additional commissioner. If they want to hold it, they have to get additional commissioner's approval and send the flag to CPC. It is an ITB upload. Because 241A response not come from the AO, many times we are keeping the refunds. This also we have to proactively talk to the AO. See, scrutiny, case is scrutiny, but 241A, then please put the flag. If you are not holding, please inform, because section says, there's an instruction which says very clearly whether it is to be held or not to, this thing, you have to respond. Then only CPC can do it. Once that is done, your refund will not have any problem. It will be reaching the taxpayer. So these are the things regarding the refund. Regarding the grievance mechanism, also let me tell you. I have time up to what time? So now, in case you want to raise any question, you can ask, because we don't have much time. So I'll keep on talking. In case some question, raise your hand and say. Grievance mechanism, I would like to tell you this. I know things will not be perfect. Grievances will come from you. Because communication not reached, so you could not respond, now you have done this. My refund is withheld, I am not having, I don't know why my refund is not there, why not given. My demand is of 2008, 9, 9, 10. CPC is not doing anything on that. I given papers, I have sent it by post. CPC doesn't take anything by post, except ITRV. Nothing else. Just only online. And 2008, 9, 9, 10 assessments are done by whom? AST in the field. CPC cannot do anything. So you have to go there, ask for rectification, show the challan. All this, AO is supreme in these things. AO is powerful. Show the challan. Let him check up with the TDS this thing and find out. 8, 9, 9, 10. So we have to write off. I know, but still there may be some. What I'm saying, that is why your staff members or yourself or the taxpayer have to see the profile and see if the demands are there. Get it cleared. Don't keep any demands pending, because your certificate of appreciation also you will not get. I have seen many people putting framed big board, big photographs. So get the demands settled beforehand. Okay, now what will happen is, what I am saying is that all these demands have to be checked up so that no undue thing. Grievance, grievance. The best grievance redressal mechanism in CPC is your e-filing portal. E-filing portal raises a grievance. You think that nobody is seeing this. I also feel many times when I send to some state bank some grievance, nobody is seeing it. No, like that I always think, not in CPC. It may get delayed. Grievance might get delayed. You may not get an interim update, but I am telling my people, you please an interim update. At least they'll be happy, you are at least responded. Raise a grievance to the portal. We have a joint director level person in charge under so many ADs and DDs and ITOs. They will see it apart from the call center, whatever executives who are handling this grievance. And every week, twice we are having a grievance review. I personally conduct the review. Every Monday we have operations meeting. All of them, they have to show me how many grievances came last week. How many grievances is more than 7 days old. How many more than 15 days old. How many more than 3 months old. We will verify and ask them why it is pending. It is not that when you raise a CP-gram or when you raise a tweet, when you raise a, whatever, we are taking action. No. The most systematic redressal is your portal only. That portal is the place where we can monitor. Because it is linked to the system. We can check up everything. If an independent grievance like CP-gram or anything, then it is not integrated with the system. It will take more time. We have to find out. Many times in CP-gram, their PAN also not mentioned many times. They'll just do that. So best is in that portal, and we verify it, and we will try to resolve that. And we have the call center, 12 languages, call center is there. We have from morning, I think 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. call center is functioning. And when there is a peak hours, we have night duty shift also for the call centers. And people try to resolve grievances there. And even some grievance in the common email ID CPC-ITR.grievance@incometax.gov.in. That also we go through it and check up. But if you send a grievance to individual email IDs of the officers, or to some field officer or some senior officers, it is not that easy to redress. It will come slowly, it will come. Finally, to integrate with the mechanism and get back to you, very difficult. So, I always please advise your clients to everyone that please file the grievance through the portal, if possible. And now, last 5 minutes. What are the positive things which is going to happen? One is TIN 2.0, the payment interface. Whatever bottlenecks in the tax payment interface, that will come in the next few months or next 1 year. There is a project going on, TIN 2.0 project. So that will ease the payment mechanism. Second is mobile app. Mobile app also will come shortly, which through a smartphone you can do all the income tax compliance things. Then one is demand management. This is a very ambitious, good project. It is in the final stage of implementation. Certain approvals are pending. Once it comes, demand management is something where it is very good actually. Your client or I may be having 2009-10 some demand, some 5,000 rupees. AO is not even responding. And finding out the AO itself is difficult. The AO keeps changing and I have to go after them. Then 13-14 demand is CPC demand because of TDS mismatch. So I filed a grievance to CPC TDS, no response from there. How many places I can go? So we are planning for a demand management team where that team members will take out our demands and coordinate with assessing officer, CPC, TDS, everyone and try to resolve it in a time-bound manner. Otherwise it will go on forever. Okay, I will rectify, it will go. When demand management comes, we will put a target. This much 5,000 rupees demand is there. Whatever way, you find out whether it is correct or not. So the team will find out in coordination with the taxpayer and try to get it either confirmed, what is this, if you have to pay no other way, this is the correct demand, or this can be rectified. If that comes, it will be very good for everyone. It will be very, very good. So already, some executives, we have already started training. They are based at Mysore Center, we already started training them. Waiting for some clearances, but we also wanted portal to be perfect. CPC 2.0 system to be perfect. Let us not try, do everything together and get into some problem. So maybe in the coming months, approvals will come and demand management will come so that it will be easy for all of us to clear the demands. So with this, I will close. Thank you so much for a patient listening. We'll take it up. So what I said, please write down your queries and send to our organizers here, and I will take it up because I may not be able to answer all the technical issues right now on the podium here. Yeah.
Regarding legal error certificate, if there is no will, then obtaining the legal error certificate from the court of law, it is very difficult within the one year time. So what is the...
No, we not only court, not only legal registered will, there are certain authorities mentioned. It is there.
That is revenue authority.
Revenue authority. You can be in some places with Tahsildar, some people, somebody, based on collector or whatever. So, yes, can do that.
drawback was one very, very crucial grievance. Where 10 times you have said that grievance is resolved, it is not resolved. It's a 97-year, I am repeating sir, 97-year-old widow's case where the TDS was deducted from on sale of the property. She has been in US for 40 years. Now the tax deductor, while making the payment for in the assessment year 1920, he deducted the tax. Salary was to be executed before March 19, but somehow that it got. And so the salary was executed in assessment year 2021. Lady asked credit of sold the capital gain in 2021, asked the credit for that year. In spite of mentioning everything, I also enclosed, the return of 1920, 2021, 26 years for 29, 90, 2021, 10 times, my response in your grievance is resolved. You have received refund is issued 10 times.
So, yeah, understood. See, system has to match the TDS. The TDS, CPC TDS, the TDS is not updated in the system with the correct PAN for the correct assessment year. It will not get matched. System will say, no, this is what eligible for you is released. What I'm saying, okay, I'm saying. So there may be some mismatch in CPC TDS. Don't worry. You send the details to me because this unresolved grievance for long time of a 97-year-old person. No, there could, I'm saying, yes.
My concern is 10 times you say that grievance is resolved, you have received the refund is issued.
See, that's what I said, no? As per the system, the eligible refund might have got issued. So no other entitlement. That is what system is saying. Doesn't matter. Since a 97-year-old, there is a mismatch between CPC TDS. It is not within under my control. But we will put a person, coordinate with them, we'll find out, we will resolve it. Okay. No, I got your point because I don't know the data. I cannot tell anything to you. I will take it up. That is the only thing I can say. Okay, right. Right, no problem. It will be done. But 15, 16, you cannot download from the portal? It's not available? Okay. You can send a grievance, don't write so too many things. Send a grievance. 15, 16 intimation is not available in portal. No, please write only that. Don't write too many things also. I want 15, 16 intimation to understand what is the demand. And you send the raise a ticket and or send a mail in that CPC-ITR.grievance. So if there is no reply, I am here, no? We'll get it done. Right. Next.
Regarding the demand adjustment which you have said, system is coming up, will it be showing the adjusted demand of earlier year also? Because now it has been removed from the portal, so we don't know.
Everything, done. All this will come. See, all the data, some data would not have got migrated, things all will come.
No. Whatever will be adjusted, already adjusted now, that will be removed from the system itself.
No, adjusted history also will get it. Adjusted demand also will get it, but then that we cannot reverse it. CPC will not reverse it. Assessing officer. Yes. Assessing officer can reverse it also. Once demand is adjusted by CPC cannot reverse it. Assessing officer only has to revise the order.
So regarding the private facie adjustment which you are sending up, can there be a system on the portal itself where you can verify that things and instead of going to
That's why intimation is communication itself. Yes, it is there. In the dashboard, communications, the drop-down menu, it is there. Whatever communication sent to you, it will be there.
I'm not saying a communication, it's a rectification procedure, I mean to say the portal itself provides the system to correct the things.
It is there, no? Only rectification is there in the portal itself. It is there.
Now
We don't have to wait for the communication. We can do it. So we are saying before sending communication, sir, I should do.
Yes, sir.
rectify on the portal itself only, rather than coming to the filing of correction returns or putting the returns.
See, that we cannot do because it's a legal document, no? Return is filed as a legal document. So when there is any correction to be done, has to go through the same process. That we cannot compromise.
Sir, last suggestion, if you can take up the matter as in the new portal VSV, Vivad Se Vishwas tab is not there. So if you can take up the matter and if it can be inserted in the new portal, it will be very helpful.
So what is the issue?
The Vivad Se Vishwas scheme has been introduced
Correct.
before 2-3
Yes,
years.
yes.
Then whoever the SSC has applied in that scheme, they have not get the refund. They have not even got the final order. That is everything is there in the old portal.
Okay.
But now in the new portal, there isn't any type of VSV. Vivad Se Vishwas scheme.
We will incorporate that.
Yes.
We will do that.
Thank you.
We will do that.
Okay, right. Thanks a lot, sir. So please give him a big round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So thank you, Rubesh ji. He saved me. I had told him yesterday night, if too many questions comes, you should get up and tell. Thank you so much.
Sir, I'm sure the thunderous applause made it clear that your session was an extremely witty, thought-provoking and an engaging one. We surely forgot we sat for the session after the scrumptious lunch. We really feel grateful to have you, sir, here and to hear all about what you said. At this juncture, we would like to felicitate the committee members for their enduring efforts and hard work at the hands of our eminent speaker, Dr. Sibichen K. Mathew, sir. Sir, may I please request you to felicitate Advocate Rupesh Shah with a memento. Followed by Advocate Jignesha. Advocate Hital Shah. CA Maulik Patel. Darshit Shah. CA Parth Doshi. Hiren Thakkar. And Advocate Kandar Gajjar. This marks the end of the second technical session, and I hereby invite all the dignitaries on stage and off stage for a group photograph. Thank you so much, one and all. Yes, it's time for the much needed tea break. We request everyone to move out for a cup of tea and get re-energized as we have much more in store yet. Please collect your copy of tax Gurjari from the registration desk after signing for the same. Thank you.